Hi everybody, and welcome back to Go For This Adventures on Tatooine. I'm going to do a quick recap because it's been a while since I've played. Also, recaps never hurt. So, yesterday, or the last day Goofith went out, which for all intents and purposes is yesterday to him, he basically found out what he's got to do on this planet. Now, he has a few objectives here, the least interesting one to him being looking for that piece of the map, because he's figuring that that's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But he definitely needs to get out in the desert to go look for the Sand People, for two reasons. One being the fact that Mission's brother, from what we've gathered, may well have been kidnapped by them. And Goofith obviously wants to wrap the whole Mission's brother situation up. For her peace of mind, but also because he wants to for better or worse, he wants Goofith's brother to be out of her life. He's actually hoping he can do that without having to resort to violence or making Goofith's brother disappear. Mission's brother disappear. But I think he would actually kill him if there was to be a way to do that without Mission noticing. And the second reason is the fact that the Zoidberg Corporation has hired Goofith to kill the chieftain of the Sand People, which obviously he's not going to do. He'd much rather get to talking with the Sand People and sick them on the Zoidberg Corporation, maybe have them drive them off Tatooine, because as it appears, the Zoidberg Corporation isn't really in a very good place on this planet anyway. So it might not take a lot to get rid of them. So he definitely needs to get out and look for the Sand People. But in order to do that, he needs to buy a droid, HK-47, because this seems to be the only way to communicate with the Sand People. Nobody else or nothing else, except for this droid, appears to be able to speak their language. And in order to do that, buy that droid, he's going to have to gather quite a bit of money. He has just a bit over 1,000 credits now, and he's going to need 2,500, and that's pretty cheap already, because he haggled the guy down and then force persuaded him. So actually, yeah. So, how to get money? The best way to do that would probably be, in Goofith's mind, first take a look at the swoop track here on Tatooine, in Anchorhead. Because he figures he's pretty good at that. He might be able to make some money swoop racing. And the second possibility would be to go to the hunting lodge. Mostly because we have this... Wait a second. Where is it? Maybe at the quest items? I don't know. He had this hunting trophy, yeah, the raid plate he bought from Sharina, the desperate woman outside in Anchorhead. The hunting lodge would probably be the best thing to sell that thing, the best place to sell that thing. But yeah, even if not, there might be some jobs there. He's going to have to see if that's going to be jobs he wants to do. And he's really not happy about all of this, because it seems like his stay on this planet is going to be longer than he anticipated. I think his original goal was just to get here, find Mission's brother, get the piece of the map, and then get off again, because he's starting to hate this planet. It's terribly hot. There's ambushes from Dark Jedi endangering Mission. And then there's his newfound drug addiction. That's actually why he's in this private place now where nobody can see him, to administer his morning dose. Because there's actually no way he can see himself getting out in this horrible hot and then dry weather without a bit of chemical assistance. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Go out... No, it's completely wrong again. Go out, go to the swoop track, try and see if you can get some money that way, and if that doesn't work, or maybe in addition to that, go to the hunting lodge. What? Let's try that again, shall we? And I'm actually not sure how this is going to turn out. I don't know how much money you can possibly make doing this, because Pazak didn't turn out to be that efficient when it comes to making money, but he's going to have to see. So let's set out. And I think there'll only be one person accompanying him, and that's going to be Canderous. Canderous, because obviously Guffith is trying to make a lot of money in as little time as possible. And things might get rough and ugly, and Canderous obviously is the man for that. He can't take anyone else. He can't take Juhani or Zalbar. He would like to take Zalbar, but he can't take either Juhani or Zalbar, because since he's taking Canderous, as I explained in the last session, he's going to leave the other two appointed mission bodyguards, protectors here on the ship. He could take Bastila, Carth, or T3M4, but T3M4 he doesn't really want to take, because it's awfully sandy out there, and as silly as it may sound, he's really afraid that this might not, all the sand and all of that might not be a good surrounding for a droid that's basically running along on wheels. He's afraid he might get broken. He's not going to take Carth. He might take Carth, because Carth obviously has kept his mouth shut about the Central Metalli thing. So he might actually be... Well, he was brooding all the time anyway. He might have gotten... He might not care about evil stuff as much as Guffith thinks. So I think he's going to take Carth, actually. Yeah, why not? And Carth is pretty handy in combat situations. Nobody leveled up, okay. Don't think we have anything to sell, so we might as well just settle out to Anchorhead. Now, where is the swoop track? Hunting Lodge, the Zerka office, and the swoop registration, alright. Come to think of it. Of course he's taking Carth with him only because he's the only one he doesn't need back at the ship and is not Bastila, but now that he thought about it, Carth might get a bit weak morally. His nerves might be quite wrecked, and this is normally a time for Guffith to see if he can't get in there and influence him a bit for his own purposes.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Yeah, you've been very quiet lately.
Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. That's really good, actually. I mean, that's from a meta perspective now. I like the fact that obviously this has nothing to do with my conception of Guffith, but this coincides with the idea, because it just appears like he's getting angry at Guffith for, yeah, shutting him out, like he really does. But of course he's going to say that he's not the one leaving him out of the loop.
No? Well, you certainly aren't helping matters any either. And it's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange?
Now this seems like a really good opportunity to spread some bad feelings about the Jedi in general and Bastila in particular in Carth. So he's not going to be this off-putting. Yeah, why don't you ask Bastila?
I'd be more than happy to, but she's as closed-mouthed as the rest of the council. I'm hoping you'll be the one to enlighten me.
Yeah, he's interested. Why he's being so paranoid all of a sudden?
I may not know much about the Jedi, but I do know they aren't famous for taking on old Padawans and sending them on dangerous assignments.
Yeah. He has done pretty well.
That is completely beside the point. The Jedi encouraged you to stay with us, and I don't believe the reasons they gave. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why? That's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason.
Oh, Carth getting paranoid is really, really good for Guthith. The last option is interesting. Because if he says the last option, Carth is definitely get all the more paranoid. Definitely. But guilt-tripping him, like, are you saying I'm not needed? That's basically guilt-tripping him, because Carth has always reacted to questions like this very apologetic. That might be even more useful.
No, I didn't mean that you weren't wanted, or that I want to go, it's just... Damn it! Well, I'll tell you this much, I'm not gonna wait around until I'm betrayed again.
Yeah, he's going to say that he's not going to betray him. Might be a good point to gain some trust from him.
Yeah, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
Okay. It's all very interesting. But I think Guthith is starting to think that Carth is getting too paranoid to be of any use, because he's barely coherent. And I've lost my way again. Alright. Sadly, he doesn't seem as opposed to Bastila as he seemed to be when he first met her, or got together with her back on Terrace. Okay. Oh, of course, there's a hut. Swoop racers. Swoop groupie? And check coordinator. I think Guthith would like to have a groupie.
I don't know how the riders do it. I get sick at speeds like that.
Well, probably a good idea to speak to the hut first. He's probably in charge. No, he's looking for information. Yeah. I don't think he wants to brag. Might be a good idea to not have them know how good he is, or